Welcome back, Guardians. Zeus is here with another strategic breakdown. Lars has become one of the most dangerous heroes to build correctly right now, but the difference between an average Lars and a truly powerful one comes down to a few upgrade choices that many players still get wrong. In this video, we're going to uncover the priority path that gives Lars real impact in battle, and once you see it, you will understand why this hero is rising so fast in the current meta. Today we dive into a Lars priority guide. Lately, Lars has become one of those heroes who quietly climbed much higher in value. After Krista's rework and with Cascade entering the battlefield, Lars started taking on a much bigger role, jumped into higher tiers, and became a hero I now use far more often in my own battles. His synergy with Krista and Cascade is extremely strong, but it does not stop there. Lars also works very well with other magic heroes like Orion, Polaris, and even Tank Electra, which gives him a lot of flexibility in different team setups. So in this guide, we are going to break down how to develop Lars correctly and where your resources should go first. That part is very important, because Lars is not a hero where every upgrade has the same value. If you understand which parts of his kit actually scale with stats and which parts simply need skill levels, you can avoid wasting resources and build him in a much smarter way. Lars has 4 skills, but only 2 of them actually deal magic damage in a way that depends on his magic attack stats. The other 2 skills are independent from that scaling. That means not every part of Lars needs heavy stat investment to be effective. Some parts of his kit become fully functional simply by leveling the skills themselves. So right away, this is an important thing to understand. Lord of the Storm and Conductance are the 2 skills that do not require you to chase extra stats in order for them to work properly. These skills only need to be developed through their skill levels. In other words, you just level them up with gold, get them to the proper level, and they will do their job at full functionality. You do not need to build extra magic attack or other supporting stats just for these skills. Once the skill level is there, they are ready to perform. But when we move to Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt, that is where things become more important from a development perspective. These are the 2 skills that depend on Lars' magic damage stats. So if you want these abilities to hit harder and have better impact in battle, this is where your upgrades really start to matter. And that naturally brings us to Lars' skins. Lars has default skin, masquerade skin, demonic skin, cybernetic skin, solar skin, and angelic skin. Out of all of these, the 2 most important skins at the beginning are angelic skin and masquerade skin, because both of them give magic attack. Since Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt scale from Lars' magic attack, these are the skins that directly strengthen the most important damage-based part of his kit. After those 2, the default skin also has value because it gives intelligence, and intelligence converts into magic attack. So yes, default skin still helps Lars offensively. But the difference is that the value is not as high compared to the direct magic attack you get from angelic skin and masquerade skin. On top of that, it also asks for more resources, so from an efficiency point of view it is not where I would start. That is why, in practical terms, starting with angelic skin or masquerade skin is the correct move. And honestly, it does not matter much which one you choose first, because both are giving you the same kind of offensive value that Lars wants most. So you can begin with either one depending on your preference or available resources, and you will still be moving in the right direction. After those 2 magic attack skins, the next important step is demonic skin, because it gives magic penetration. This is very important for Lars because dealing magic damage is one thing, but actually pushing that damage through enemy defenses is another. Magic penetration helps Lars' damage land much more effectively, especially against targets with stronger magic defense. So once you have established a solid magic attack base, magic penetration becomes the next logical layer to improve his damage output. After that, you can continue with armor and health. Here I would suggest going with health first, and then armor. The reason is simple. Lars is positioned in the backline, so he is usually not the first hero taking direct physical hits at the start of battle. Because of that, a health increase tends to give you more overall safety and better survival value before armor becomes the bigger priority. So in my opinion, health first, then armor, is the smoother path for Lars. Now let's move to Lars' items. Here there is not a huge amount of special priority compared to some other heroes, because every rank gives you 4 items and eventually you will want all of them. But even here, there is still a smart way to move. What you should do is look at the items in each rank and identify the one that gives the most magic attack. Start with that item first, then continue with the rest. So for example, if on the final rank one of the items clearly gives more magic attack than the others, that is the one you should focus on farming first. The same idea applies across all ranks. You are basically looking for the most offensive value first, because Lars benefits the most when you strengthen the skills that scale with magic attack. Once that main magic attack item is done, you can continue with the other pieces. Moving to glyphs, the priority becomes much clearer. Lars' magic attack glyph should come first. That is your strongest and most direct offensive upgrade, and it gives the biggest return immediately for the skills that matter most. After magic attack, you continue with intelligence. As we said earlier, intelligence also converts into magic attack, so it still supports Lars' damage, just not as efficiently as the direct magic attack glyph. And when you compare the numbers, the difference becomes even easier to understand. Intelligence gives 1100 points, which converts into 3300 magic attack. But Lars' magic attack glyph gives 6500 magic attack directly. So if the cost is the same and one option gives you much more raw magic attack, then the correct starting point is clearly magic attack glyph. That is why magic attack comes before intelligence. After magic attack and intelligence, the next glyph should be magic penetration. That continues building Lars as a real damage threat and helps his attacks perform better against tougher enemies. After that, the fourth glyph should be health, and the final glyph should be magic defense. So the order is magic attack first, intelligence second, magic penetration third, health fourth, and magic defense last. On Gift of the Elements, there is not really anything special to prioritize. The development there is straightforward, and you simply keep progressing it normally. This is not one of those areas where Lars has some hidden trick, or unusual order that changes everything. So here, just keep it simple and build it up as you go. Now let's move to artifacts, because this is another area where priority matters a lot. First priority should be Ring of Intelligence. The reason is very clear. When you convert that intelligence into magic attack, it gives Lars around 18,000 magic attack. Compare that to Manuscript of the Void, which gives only around 8,300 magic attack. Now yes, Manuscript of the Void also gives 2 useful stats, magic penetration and magic attack, so it definitely has value. But if we are talking about what gives Lars the bigger offensive jump first, Ring of Intelligence wins because it provides much more magic attack overall. And since Lars' key damage skills depend on that stat, it makes sense to prioritize the artifact that gives the stronger boost. So the order here is Ring of Intelligence first, Manuscript of the Void second, and finally Stormy Talisman. Of course, every artifact uses different resources, so I am not saying to completely ignore Stormy Talisman. Increase it as much as possible with the resources you naturally have. But once you get to the point where rare resources start becoming a limitation, that is where you want to stop and make sure Ring of Intelligence stays your top priority. Finally, let's talk about Ascension. Ascension is another area where there is not a huge complex priority path, but there are still small details that matter. Most of the time, you will simply keep progressing forward. But whenever you reach a point where you have to choose between two different stats, that is when you should make the smarter decision. For example, if the choice is between magic attack and health, prioritize magic attack first. If the choice is between intelligence and magic attack, again, go with magic attack first. The reason stays the same throughout this entire guide. Lars gets the most meaningful value when you strengthen the stats that directly improve his damage-based skills. Health and intelligence are still useful, but when magic attack is one of the options, that should usually be your first choice. So overall, Lars is actually very simple to build once you understand what really matters and what does not. Two of his skills only need gold and skill levels to work at full value, while the other two are the ones that deserve your real offensive investment. That is why your whole development path should revolve around boosting his magic attack first, then adding magic penetration, and after that improving survivability in a smart order. If you follow that path, you will build Lars much more efficiently and get the maximum value from the hero without wasting resources in the wrong places. So the big takeaway is simple. Build Lars around the stats that truly matter. Focus first on magic attack, then magic penetration, and only after that shift more attention to survivability. If you develop him in the right order, Lars becomes a much stronger and more efficient hero in battle. Let me know in the comments how you are building your Lars and which team works best for you. And if this guide helped, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you do not miss the next one. Build smart, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next battle. Salute and friendship.